Good morning, dear students. How are you? Fine. So today we are going to discuss some other topics of the chapter motion. So today's first topic is average velocity. Now, what is the meaning of average velocity? Average velocity means, suppose a body is moving, and when a body is moving, then its velocity is changing, and when the velocity is changing, then the acceleration is changing at a uniform rate, and when the acceleration is changing at a uniform rate, then average velocity is given by the arithmetic mean of initial velocity and final velocity. That means, suppose this is position A and this is position B. So from position A person has started moving, and he is moving with, or his initial velocity is u, and after some time he changes its velocity, and now he is moving with final velocity of v. That means in the first part, suppose he has taken a time of t equals to 1 second. In the second part also he has taken a time of 1 second. That means the average velocity, comma AB, in a small we can write AB equals to, say, the first part its velocity is u, and for the second part its velocity is v. So we can write initial velocity u plus final velocity v upon, in the first part the time is 1 second, and in the second part time is 1 second. So 1 plus 1 equals to 2. So average velocity is given by initial velocity plus final velocity upon 2. That means this is the arithmetic mean or the average of initial velocity and final velocity, equations of uniformly accelerated motions. So here there are three equations of motions, and with the help of these three equations of motion we will solve the numericals. So the first equation of motion is v equals to u plus at. Second equation of motion is s equals to ut plus half at square, and the third equation of motion is v square equals to u square plus 2s. So now we are going to derive these three equations of motion. Understood? So give adding first equation of motion. The first equation of motion is v equals to u plus at. v equals to u plus at. v equals to u plus at, where v final velocity, u initial velocity, a acceleration of a body, and t time. So now we are going to derive the first equation of motion. It gives the velocity acquired by a body in time t. That means, suppose body started moving with initial velocity u. Now after some time it increases its velocity, and now its velocity has changed, and now the velocity is moving with the velocity of v. It is moving with the velocity of v, and the time taken to change from initial velocity to final velocity v is t. Now as you know, here acceleration is occurring. That means if a body is changing its initial velocity and it is changing to final velocity v in time t, that means acceleration comes into the play. So as you know, acceleration equals to how much? Change in velocity. Change in velocity upon time. One time. That means a equals to, what is change in velocity? Change in velocity means final velocity minus initial velocity. So we can write final velocity minus initial velocity upon time. See, I will write here the next part. So a equals to how much? What is the final velocity? Final velocity is v. What is the initial velocity? Initial velocity is u. V minus u upon t. Now multiply with this. Multiply with this. So a into t, at. At equals to v minus u. Now take this part to here. So you will get what? V equals to u plus at. So this is the first equation of motion. This is the first equation of motion. So when you are solving a numerical, then if you are calculating acceleration, then you have to use this first equation of motion, v equals to u plus at. Second equation of motion, that is s equals to ut plus half it square, where s distance traveled, as you know, u initial velocity, a acceleration, t time taken. Understood? So now we are going to derive the second equation of motion. Derivation. So the second equation of motion, s equals to ut plus half it square. So how we will proceed to derive? How we will start to derive? For deriving this equation, what we have to do? We have to use the formula for average velocity. As you know, average velocity comma av equals to initial velocity plus final velocity upon 2. This is equation number 1. Now in simple words, if we are calculating the average speed or average velocity can be given in other terms also. We can write, see, this is one formula for average velocity. The other formula for average velocity we can write what? Average velocity equals to total distance upon total time. That means AB equals to S upon T. So cross multiply, S equals to AB into T. This is equation number 2. Now put the value of average velocity in equation 2. So write substituting or putting equation 1 into equation 2. So what you will get? S equals to U plus V upon 2 into T. Now as you know, in the second equation of motion, we have got the term acceleration, but now here there is no term for acceleration. So we have to do something so that we can get the value of acceleration. So take as this equation as 3. Now as you know, the first equation of motion is, from the first equation of motion, V equals to U plus AT. Give this equation as 4. Now in the place of V, V is equals to how much? U plus AT. Put the value over here. That means substituting or putting equation 4 into equation 3. That means S equals to U plus, see, the value of V we are putting. The value of V is equals to how much? U plus AT. That means U plus AT. In place of V we are putting U plus AT upon 2 into T. Now U plus U is 2U. 2U plus AT, we are separately dividing upon 2 into T. See, now we are multiplying with T. 2 to cancel, S equals to U into T, UT plus A into T, AT square, this is upon 2. So now we have got this second equation of motion, that is S equals to UT plus half AT square. Understood? We are going to derive the third equation of motion, that is V square equals to U square plus 2S. So write third equation of motion, that is V square equals to U square plus 2AS, where V final velocity, U initial velocity, A acceleration of a body, S distance traveled. So now we will start the derivation of the third equation of motion. So now write derivation. See, for calculating this third equation of motion, we have to use the first equation of motion and second equation of motion. So by applying or by using the first and second equation of motion, we can easily get the formula for third equation of motion. So from second equation of motion, that is S equals to UT plus half AT square. This is equation 1. Now see, we want to derive this third equation of motion, that is v square equals to u square plus 2s. So now you can see in this equation there is a term of v, u, a and s. There is no term of t, that means there is no term of time. But here in this equation we have got the term of time. So we have to do such a work that we should eliminate the value of t. So for eliminating the value of t, we will use the first equation of motion. So from first equation of motion, that is v equals to u plus at. Now see, we have to take or we have to put the value of t in this equation. So for that, see, move this here, v minus u equals to 80. So we want the value of t. So this t will come here, a will come here, t equals to v minus u upon a. So now this is equation number 2. Now substitute or put the value of t in equation 1. So now write, putting equation 2 into equation 1. That means s equals to ut. T means v minus u upon a plus half a t square. T square means v minus u upon a whole square. Now we will multiply and we will take the square of this v minus u whole square. So s equals to how much? U into v minus u square upon a plus 1 upon 2 this a square and v minus u whole square. That means s equals to, now we will take the LCM. This a and a cancelled, so we will take the LCM, and LCM is 2a. So we will get what? 2uv minus 2u square plus v minus u whole square. So v minus u whole square, that means a minus b whole square, that is a square plus b square minus 2ab. So we will write s equals to 2uv minus 2u square plus v square plus u square minus 2uv upon 2a. Now s equals to 2uv minus 2uv cancelled, so we will get s equals to, see, v square minus 2a square plus u square minus u square upon 2a. Now multiply, cross multiplication, so we will get 2as equals to v square minus u square. Take here, so we will get v square equals to u square plus 2as. So this is the third equation of motion. Third equation of motion. So today we have studied about first, second and third equation of motion. So now in the next class we are going to solve numericals based on these